There are certain behaviors, habits, and mindsets that will guarantee you are poor and stay that way forever. If you're okay with that, skip to the next video. If you want to understand poor people habits and the difference between rich and poor and how changing these behaviors can set you on a trajectory of wealth creation, stick around. Welcome to Mind Talk, where all brains matter. If you're new to the channel, you're going to want to head on over and hit that subscribe button. If you're ready to have your mind blown, ring that notification bell as well so you'll never miss another video. Okay, let's dive in. Rich people. Aren't they just so annoying? They obviously came from a wealthy family. They got lucky and clearly had more opportunities in life than you. If you find yourself agreeing with this statement, then we regret to inform you you are living with a poor person's mindset and your habits are stopping you from creating your own wealth. Time does not discriminate. The rich and the poor have access to the exact same 24 hours per day. But it's how we spend this finite resource that matters. You may not realize, but most of today's millionaires started with nothing. This may be a hard pill to swallow for most of us, but on the flip side, it also means that right now, you have the power to change your behaviors and create your own wealth. It may come as a shock to you, but living poor, for the most part, means living an extremely self-indulgent life without discipline. Poor people constantly live beyond their means. They don't say no to themselves. They live for instant gratification without a second thought of their financial future. This could include things like upgrading to a bigger TV when your TV at home works fine, or maxing out the credit card so you can go on a holiday while they continue to pay the minimum repayments on their personal loan. Gambling is also popular among poor people, especially considering that they believe being wealthy is pure luck. Rather than doing the hard yards to create their wealth, they live in misguided hope that one day they could win the lottery and all their problems would be solved. These short-sighted financial decisions will only lead to accumulation of debt, not wealth. Rich people, on the other hand, delay gratification. They have a goal in mind, a budget, and they stick to it. They deny themselves the pleasures of today, saving their money and choosing to wisely invest in things that will ultimately generate wealth for their future and figure out ways on how to save money. Buying material possessions that depreciate robs poor people of their hard-earned cash. Self-indulgence is deceptive because it's disguised as normal and socially acceptable behavior, such as eating delicious junk food, spending copious amounts of time on the couch, and sleeping in. If you find yourself eating badly out of laziness or for that OMG yum moment, I hate to say it, but a poor diet is not only detrimental to your waistline, but diet plays a tremendous role in a person's mental health and well-being. Poor people eat poor, and a poor diet leads to low moods, brain fog, lack of energy, and then ultimately, you're not motivated, can't focus, and instead will opt to take the easiest options in life because anything else is too difficult, and you just don't have the energy for it. Nothing is easier than to keep living like you are. It sounds cliche, but eating for nutrition and health, as well as exercising your body, elevates your mood, gives you more energy, and clears the brain fog so that you can focus. When you think about it, these actions are exercising mental discipline. Getting up an hour earlier to go to the gym or denying yourself that piece of cake after dinner, it's a small step towards not only a healthy lifestyle, but learning to say no to yourself. Simple morning routines and acts like that can help you take control of your life, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. Each success builds self-worth and belief in yourself, which in turn empowers you to take on more challenges. Constantly choosing the easiest option in life at every given opportunity only makes you feel bad about yourself, whether you realize it or not. This kind of lifestyle breeds a negative mindset, meaning that poor people can only see problems in their life instead of solutions. Think about it. How much easier is it to talk about your problems than to research and think of a solution, let alone follow through with it? It's so much easier to blame others for your failures, personal shortcomings, or situation in life rather than do anything remotely challenging to change, develop, or grow. Poor people talk the talk. They'll tell you all about their dreams and their big ideas, But it's so much easier to boast about your idea in the hypothetical glory of your imagined successes than it is to execute them. Poor people don't understand the value of time. Poor people live in the past and the future. They like to reminisce on the good old days or daydream about a different future, fantasizing about being happy one day. But what they don't understand is that today is the future. Right now is all we will ever have, and today's choices create your future. Poor people choose to waste their valuable time to escape today. You know, the present, the now, the thing that you could use to build the future you want. Escapism takes many forms, but they're all unproductive time wasters, such as watching hours upon hours of TV, gaming, social media, and various forms of entertainment. Escapism affords the poor contentment in their situation, which inevitably keeps them poor. Rich people have a thirst for knowledge rather than entertainment. They understand the importance of today and instead choose to spend their time learning and improving themselves. Poor people live for their paycheck, and this is a habit that will keep most of the population poor. Surely having a job isn't a bad habit. Not to say that working is bad, but poor people rely on their paycheck. It comforts them to know that they have a steady income as long as they keep turning up to work. This can make people lazy because all they can see is their next paycheck. That coveted paycheck will stop you from looking for other opportunities in life, pursuing a side hustle, and developing your skills and knowledge. Rich people make their money work for them and utilize their time by delegating work to others, which creates passive income. It sounds counterintuitive, but rich people pay themselves first by allocating a lump sum out of each pay towards their savings, which goes towards future investments and assets. Then they pay their bills and making sacrifices as needed. Perhaps they don't enjoy the luxury of buying coffees while at work. They bring their lunch, use the tea and coffee facilities at the office, and live modestly. It isn't fancy, but these sacrifices could help you work towards financial security and financial freedom. Start paying yourself first and think twice about the fresh brew at the cafe across the road. Like attracts like. Poor people surround themselves with other poor people, people who share the same views and beliefs with the same negative mindset. It's just easier that way because they don't have to challenge themselves or try, but instead they find comfort and validation in one another. Let's face it, there is nothing more infuriating for a poor person than being around a driven, focused, high achiever who constantly pushes themselves. It's like seeing someone with a perfect body going to the gym. A poor person won't see the time that person invested in themselves and all their hard work, but instead they're baffled because someone who looks like that doesn't need to exercise. They will feel hard done by and rationalize the way they feel with a logic that makes sense to them. They instead see that person as somehow luckier than them, blessed with a fast metabolism, and maintaining a healthy diet and exercise regime is easier for them. Poor people are envious and resentful of successful people. Do you want to know the secret of how to get rich? There are rich people habits and things rich people do. The truth is, rich people know how to save money and choose to invest, not only financially, but in themselves. They invest in their health by eating for nutrition. They invest in exercise for their physical and mental well-being. They invest their time in learning, gaining knowledge, and developing their skill set. They invest their time in relationships with people who they see as more knowledgeable or skilled than them. They develop successful habits and they focus on becoming the best version of themselves instead of aiming to become rich so that they can buy things. Well, that's it for poor people habits and the differences between the rich and poor. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and let us know in the comments what habits you seek out to try and build wealth. Before you leave, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to check out our other amazing videos. You've been watching Mind Talk, where all brains matter. See you next time.